in a shocking admission. People magazine, which I would say is a total rag, it's just a gossip magazine. But what surprised me is that they featured a story of a young woman who had horrible endometriosis. She was prescribed contraception as a teenager, and instead of giving the help that she needed. So this young teenage woman, her name is Amy Peckham Driver. She goes in as a teenager for extremely heavy periods, and so painful that she's actually passing out. And instead of investigating, the doctors basically said, yeah, you're fine. We'll just put you on birth control. At 27, she was finally diagnosed. So she went over a decade, probably closer to 15 years, without having a diagnosis. She was put off from one doctor to the next. She just describes being completely let down over and over, and medically gaslit was the term that she used. And after surgery, her doctor told her she did have surgery. That's kind of the primary way to treat endometriosis if you're not addressing the root cause. But after surgery, this doctor said it looked like a bomb went off in her pelvis. It's just, that's how severe it was. And she was written off by medical professionals. This isn't an unusual story. I've known plenty of women who have struggled with endometriosis and similar issues with their cycles and have been often written off by these doctors. And I think this is part of the problem with the infertility crisis, is that there are reasons that there's an increase for endometriosis and PCOS, all of these things. But even when a woman suspects that something is wrong, they are often told by doctors that like women don't know their own bodies or something. I've had that experience of saying something is totally wrong. I remember when I was 19 and I went to a clinic on campus actually to have my thyroid levels tested because I have thyroid disease in my family. My late sister had Graves' disease at 18 and she developed Bell's palsy from it because it went untreated for so long. And so I knew that it was a possibility that I also had thyroid disease. And I went in there, explained my symptoms, and this nurse, oh my goodness, she did gaslight me. And she said I was like basically crazy and told me, you're probably just really exhausted because you work 3 jobs and are a full-time student. I said, no, it's not. I'm not tired. I'm exhausted and I can fall asleep at any time of the day and sleep for as long as I want. And I never wake up feeling refreshed because all of these things. And when my labs came back, because she didn't want to do my labs, when I pushed the issue and I said, I want my labs done. And that's it. Like, that's what I came here for today. Boy, I hope she saw those numbers because I was correct and she was not. But I had to advocate for myself. And a lot of women, because we have white coat syndrome, this has been studied by psychologists for a long time, white coat syndrome, when you defer to the perceived expertise and authority of those in white lab coats, for example, typically you assume the position of being less intelligent and you stop advocating for yourself because, how could I go against somebody who is supposed to be my superior or more educated than me?